being healthier and happier when the studies actually show religion kills more people than otherwise.
That's okay. So what about abortion? Okay, so you guys are for abortion. Hold on.
Let's
for
not make
abortion.
assumptions.
I don't want to get into non
Let's go.
sequiturs.
No,
that is
secular
complete
humanism.
non-sequitur.
I like all that freaking all Josh Monday had to say was yeah, but what about abortion? And already Craig and First Amendment are spurging out like, oh no, don't bring that up. Oh no.
You guys have to listen, okay? Because you're bringing up things about Christians. So I have to tell you this.
Let's be clear.
Secular humanism is pro-choice.
Abortion is
secular.
That is a personal thing. That is a non-sequitur.
Secular humanism is pro-choice, bro.
That is
so
a
listen what I'm saying.
for this debate.
Abortion is a non-sequitur.
You have to listen.
We do not have to listen to non-sequiturs.
You have to let me talk, bro.
Let him finish the
non-sequiturs. I refuse.
Yeah, that's the thing with Craig. You guys, anyone wants to debate Craig, you got to know that he goes off. Like the dude loves the sound of his own voice. He doesn't know when to shut up.
It's okay.
Stick to the debate.
Stick to the debate. You're talking about how you're talking about that more Christian children die. I'm telling you that secular and secular people, babies get killed. 97 million. So what are you talking about?
We talk about children.
We have to talk about it.
Have abortions. They do. And second of all, this has nothing to do with the debate, right? We're not here to defend or talk about pro or anti-abortion. I understand
why not?
You're upset
They're
about
children.
It. Yeah, why not though? That has to do with Christian versus secular humanism. Secular humanism says it's okay for abortions to happen. In fact, that it's great for the mother, it's women's rights and all that bullshit. And Christian doesn't promote abortion. And so this very much has to do with secular humanism versus Christianity. But of course, First Amendment, he doesn't want to talk about it. So we were already just a little bit into the debate, into a little bit of the cross-examination, and already the beta powers not looking too good.
I understand that you're upset about it.
It's
a non sequitur.
It's not. I'm not upset about it.
I'm willing
to understand.
Pause for a second.
Okay,
Christian, Josh, please.
Christian, Josh.
I wanted to address what you had said earlier because you actually had a relatively decent argument. You stated that church attendance leads to numerous better outcomes. I agree with you. That's empirically verifiable. I don't argue on the basis of nonsense. I look at what are the facts, and then when I observe that is indeed the facts. Fair enough.
I love that when lefties try to act like they verify the facts, like they're all about the facts and thinking rationally. Like they, like even Josh is looking at it. I'm like, do you really? They like to pretend that they're fact-based, but they are not fact-based. They are purely emotional-based. And especially First Amendment likes to cherry pick his arguments from studies that agrees with him.
I have to get into the reasons as to why that would be the case. I would add, if you have additional social support, that would, of course, increase your mental health outcomes. It is also true that people who believe in a particular religion, it helps people to have hope, for example. It also does positively influence healthy behavior, such as discouraging smoking, drinking, or other risky behaviors. There are, of course, meditative components that are shown to empirically benefit. And there are also belief systems are able to handle adversities better, which has downstream effects. The problem that I'm having is that all of this stuff is actually just can be mitigated by just having a community to like hang out with. You don't actually need Christianity in and of itself. Also, secondly,
yeah, human secularists are all about community, especially when there's COVID or something. Remember how much the left encouraged everyone to just get out and hang out with each other, Oh, wait, they didn't do that. In fact, they wanted the churches to close down due to COVID, right? Remember, we can't mingle with each other. We can't socialize with each other, or else you're going to kill grandma. You got to stay away from me. You have to hug grandma through some kind of plastic coating. I mean, so that's laughable that they say, well, actually, you just need a good community. Oh, okay, yeah. Human secularists don't promote community at all, though.
Secular humanism doesn't make the claim that you can't be a Christian and you can't worship as a Christian. What secular humanism is arguing is that everybody is going to be endowed with a certain set of rights, and we ensure that we treat all of these people as human. I'm a very prominent, or I'm sorry, not prominent. I'm very outspoken about
even First Amender knows he's not a prominent left winger.
LGBTQ issues. And judging by the way that I've observed the church and treat LGBT people, especially LGBT youth, they act as if that it's an illness, that there's something wrong with them. Do you find that concerning?
What? Concerning?
Do I find that concerning? Rich
Yes.
is a pastor, so I'll let him answer that, and I'll answer after him. Go ahead, Rich. Pastor Rich.
Yeah. So First Amendment, with regard to LGBT, what?
By the way, First Amender is bisexual, I've heard. So take that what you will.
What has been your observation from the church that you have a primary objection to? What's been the issue? Like, just
they
from
treat
your
it as if
observation.
it's like an illness to be cured.
Can we
Okay.
just look at what the Bible actually says? If you
So
lie with a
what-
man, you'll be stoned. I mean, I'm cool with that if you want to get high and be gay, but that's not what the Bible means. The Bible says that if you're gay, you get stoned to death. That's what we fucking have a problem with.
That's
Rich Tidwell's like laughing because it's like, imagine Craig lecturing him on what's in the Bible. And also too, in terms of First Amender, no one thinks that being gay is like an illness, like it's a disease, but we do think it's not normal. And yes, it is a sin. It's not, if you want to have if you want to further the human race, like if you want to keep the human race going and the population rates keep going, you can't have homosexuality be like the normal or even some kind of alternative. It's not a viable alternative.
well, Craig. First
So
of all,
let's
you're
wait. Let's
ahead.
deal with the LGBTQ issue since we're on that. Okay, and maybe we can address the faith-based medical neglect. Those are the two issues that have been raised. So
there's so
the
much
LGBT issue. Okay, I think at the foundation of Christian principle is that homosexuality actually harms the individual, and the
Well,
reason
that's
why
just a
we
lie.
believe that.
that's
No.
100%
Give me a
a
moment.
lie. Let's
No,
not lie.
safe
Okay?
Hold
sex
on.
allows
Give
it
me
to
a
not
moment.
be harmful.
Give
What?
Pastor
I've
Rich a
been
moment to
silent while
talk,
you're
please.
talking. Just give me a moment.
Safe sex allows it to not be harmful. Like, I like how they're not letting the Christians talk because they know that they're going to be cooked as soon as the Christians make any good points. But yeah, no, birth control, like contraception, doesn't mitigate all diseases. It doesn't, like, it's not 100% effective.
Let him finish, please.
So
I'm sorry. I get triggered at idiots that spout lies. That's my fault.
So he
Our
gets triggered on
belief-
himself.
Well, we don't have to add the insults. We can just
No,
discuss the
that was a
topic.
factual statement. Let's be clear.
Who's the idiot here?
Oh yeah, totally. Andrew Wilson did cook both. He's cooked First Amender and Craig. He's destroyed both of them.
Okay. So
Oh,
The
people that believe in
harm-
magic. Yeah.
the harm that is experienced by an individual, according to Christian theology, is that they cannot actually produce offspring with a member of the same sex.
That's not true.
And
What?
Well, that's two men cannot create a child. That's
What
a
they can
physical
they can
reality.
provide sperm.
Yeah.
They
Two men
cannot
can
create a
actually
child
look
with each
after
other.
They can provide
Their
sperm.
DNA will-
Yes, they
and
their
can.
reject-
DNA will not
Hold on.
mix.
Dude, no, this is fact-based First Amender, guys. This is a biology fact-based First Amender saying that two men can make a baby. Yeah, and even if they just donate sperm, they still need a woman to help make a baby. Dummy.
Okay,
Can I
one
just
another
add one
and
thing to
create
Yeah,
respond
yeah,
to this
again,
quickly?
you can take male
And-
sperm and put it into an egg. You do not need to have
Well, what about female sperm?
sex.
Had
So I
homosexuality.
can just make one quick point. Yeah, but
Be-
Christianity
so do
also
you-
ignores what happens after the child is born. That's why gay couples will adopt the children that you Christian assholes don't want.
Okay, listen,
Well-
this is what I'm talking about. Rich, right from the gate, you're treating it as if that it is an illness. I am telling you, as a member of the LGBTQ community, do you believe that I should be treated any worse than you?
No.
Yeah, so even if we concede that being gay or something is an illness, how is that usually when we acknowledge that someone has an illness, for instance, oh, this person has cancer, this person has some other disease. When have we ever said, as a society, well, this person should be treated less than? That's not, that doesn't follow logically. So even if we all legitimately believed that, oh yes, actually it's an illness, we don't advocate that people with illnesses get treated less than. In fact, if anything, we say that they should get help, that they should seek treatment. Same thing with LGBTQ. And by the way, yeah, I gotta say, like, I have more respect for just straight gay people than bisexual people, because it's like bisexual, like you're really kind of like a special kind of pervert. Like you just want to bang anything that walks, pretty much, you creep.
No, I don't agree. I don't think so.
Are you aware
Let me tell you
that
why.
there are
Social
currently
treatment.
are you aware that there are currently laws being put in place specifically to restrict people like me?
To restrict you
What
from
laws
what?
are you referring to? We have tons of
Well, in the
non-discrimination
state of
laws that
Florida,
ensure that you can
in the state of
rent
Florida,
or
even if you
buy
get
or
approval of, say,
participate in market.
hormone replacement therapy, if you get approval from a doctor, you actually have to go to a tribunal to even receive access to that, independent of the doctor itself. This is intended to restrict people from access to HRT, which can be
So this is
considered medically necessary. And this is, by the way, under the basis quite often off of religious components. This is the problem.
First amender, I'll tell you something right now. I can't go to the doctor right now. I lift weights, right? I can't go to the doctor right now and tell them, hey, I want HRT, I want human growth hormones, I want TRT right now. They won't give it to you unless there's a medical reason to have it. So I don't understand how you guys think you could just go there and get it as well. Isn't that what you're referring to, is hormones?
Do you
right,
require,
like
I'm sorry, just to be curious, right? To receive hormones, and there is a medical necessity to do so, I'm perfectly okay with that. That also is the case regarding, that is also the case regarding the doctor. Why is there a weird tribunal as if it is like an Elder Scrolls quest?
To what? To become
I want to make one quick point about
man. So if you've taken the time to see how much these two have talked over here, the Christians against the human secularists, like they've talked a bunch. They can't allow these people to get in a word in edgewise. They have to completely shut them down. But that's the only way they have the chance of winning, is by not allowing the Christians to talk. It's just shut you down. Listen to me. I know it's better. Fact-based First Amender here thinks two men could have a baby together. And then Craig, who just never shuts up for any reason, even after his own partner asked a question. His own partner has to question, and he's not even letting the other side to finish. He loves to hear himself talk.
This, right? Just quickly, being gay is not exclusive to humans. Okay, it's a natural thing that exists in nature. Quick list: bonobos, dolphins, penguins, lions, giraffes, swans, albatrosses, gulls, beetles, dragonflies, and worms. They all have homosexual relationships. So, unless
what does this have to do with
humanism
being better than Christianity?
If anything, it's really telling that you compare humans to beetles and worms and whatever the hell he just brought up. Like, oh, okay, so because the worms are homosexuals, therefore we need to be too. Like, what does that even mean?
The reason why it has better to do with secular humanism versus Christianity is because secular humanism allows for the decency and human rights for LGBTQ people, whereas for religious people, it is treating them as other, or it is treating them as like an illness that needs to be fixed. It treats it as, oh, we need to take kids to conversion therapy, which experiments that were done regarding conversion therapy resulted in the death of the patients. They killed themselves after years of torment. And we're pretend as if that the Christianity is going to be the better outcome. Myself, I'm not saying, hey, you can't be a Christian. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can be a Christian. I can be an atheist, LGBTQ degenerate, and we go on about our merry way.
Well, at least he knows he's a degenerate.
That's a secular humanist worldview. However,
and also a libertarian worldview.
A Christian worldview is a restriction of that. Do you see
Oh
the problem?
no!
Do you believe
there
that
data
Christians
showing
intend
that?
to legislate against homosexuality, like punish
Yes.
homosexuals? Is that what
Yes.
you're concerned about?
Historically,
Yes.
yes.
What-
Absolutely.
Not
But
not
what-
just
Historically?
historically, they're doing it right now. Justice Clarence Thomas literally said that he wanted to ban gay marriage. Why?
So I would ask for some vendors. I hopefully they ask him, like, I would be like, so not allowing two men to get married is banning them from being gay? You could still be gay with each other. You just not getting married. That's not stopping them from being gay. They could still put the bean in the butt, the peen in the butt if they want. You just can't call each other, oh, this is my husband. Oh yes, and this is my husband. You know, they could still put all the peens into all the butts that they want. You know, they just can't, they're just not recognized as married and get all the benefits that married couples do.
Marriage is a piece of paper. What's the concern?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know what the fuck it is. Come on.
No,
That
I,
was a-
I'm,
let me,
no,
second,
I
Rick.
genuinely
Rick,
hold that
one second,
stance
one
that
second,
marriage
please.
is
One
is
second.
not
Hold
actually
on
the
one
piece
second.
of paper.
No,
One
can I ask you a
second,
question? Hold on. FTFE
Wait,
and
wait,
First
hold on. No,
Amendment.
one second. 1 second. Rich, I want to be clear. What you just said was absolutely fucking disgusting. Watch your mouth, okay? Do not treat my colleague here as less than you, which you are.
He didn't.
Are not better.
He's talking
than
about
him.
marriage.
No, shut up.
FTFE.
I'm talking.
FTFE, please.
I am
We're not.
talking.
We're not putting him down.
So to clarify, I absolutely believe that homosexuals ought to have the exact same rights
Yeah, okay,
and
no, apparently I
marketplace
get
rights
talked
as,
over. Right,
as
brilliant.
anybody else. So
Christians
I
trying
agree
to
with
force their view on everyone, just
non-discrimination
like
law.
fucking normal.
We're discussing moral ethics.
Yeah, apparently I don't
and
get
what we
to finish
believe about what's
sentences.
moral.
I love it whenever Craig thinks he hasn't had enough time to talk. Like this dude, he lives in his own little Craig world. You know, maybe that's why he's always fighting against the flat earth, because he wants to live in the Craig earth where it's just him talking and everyone has to just shut up and listen to a strong, independent, secular humanist here.
Or not.
Brilliant.
We're
No,
not
you're just going to
discussing-
waffle over the top of me whilst I'm trying to finish my point.
We're
Typical
not
Christians
desiring
standing on a
to
soapbox.
legislate punishment upon
See what I mean? He's not
homosexuals.
even letting me talk or respond to the things that I was
Okay.
saying. He's just
Definite
waffling
tone
his
policing.
Go ahead,
because
FTFE.
he
Go ahead,
does not
speak.
care. Oh, I was trying. You don't get.
But he yeah, no, he's trying to tone police now because he knows that they're going to lose the argument bigly. And so now he's trying to act like, oh, how dare you say that against my colleague? It's causing him pain. That's why you know it's bad, because it hurts.
To listen to the rest of it now because you're too fucking rude to listen to what I was saying. Okay? Now, I just want to respond quickly because it was a non sequitur, but I want to point out how wrong you are about abortion because your Bible doesn't say it's wrong. In fact, your Bible fucking gives instructions for it. Okay?
Numbers 5:11 to
so-
31.
Yep. Literally gives instructions on abortion, but that isn't the important thing. The important thing is the child afterwards. If the child is born, the neglect comes then. You're all don't abort the child. Let the child be born. Once it's born, fucking who gives a shit? The amount of child neglect in the Christian community is monstrous and horrific. This is a factual thing that you cannot deny. Secular humans
Yes, I can deny.
will no.
Hold on.
Secular humans will look after children, regardless of what happens. The amount of neglect and
Show me the data that says that.
Also-
Craig. There's no
Also-
data on that.
I'll let you know when I'm
Citation.
fucking done.
Also,
right?
the amount of
Oh,
there's no
children.
data that says that.
I was like 3 words away from finishing my point.
Hold on.
no.
Were you though?
Let Craig finish, please.
Go ahead, Craig.
Secular humans,
Yeah.
right? We care about the children after they are born. That is exclusively us. The data and the science shows that the child neglect and the ones put up for adoption come from religious families, mainly because they have too many children they can't fucking cope with. Okay, there we go. This is factual, not even debatable.
There's also the fact that there is a numerous.
Wait, hold on. Amanda, hold on. Let them respond.
Well, I think Josh and I both were requesting
I'll give credit to Max here, the bald atheist, head of the bald atheist cope stream. I'll give credit to him. At least he's being a fair moderator.
some kind of citation or proof for those claims.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're claiming stuff.
I will provide all of the details after the debate because these are all based on studies.
Why is it after the
And
debate?
all the
Why wouldn't you
studies
bring
show,
it
all of
as
the
your
studies
evidence during the debate?
Oh, because I am responding to a point made by one of you fucking morons, so I didn't have it prepared. But I have lots of studies that I will gladly give you in an entire link after the debate and put in the description of this video. But I can telling you right now, studies show that neglect comes from the religious side, and it is the secular humanists.
What religion though?
And like the gay people that.
What religion? FTFE. What religion?
Are you able to shut your fucking mouth when I'm talking?
I'm asking you a question. What religion? Because you said religious people. What religion?
You interrupted me in the middle of my sentence.
It doesn't matter. This is Christianity versus secular humanism.
Each side, or are you able to shut your fucking ears while I am talking, you religious nut job?
Yeah, he's the nut job.
FTFE. You need to calm down, bro. Take a deep breath.
No. You need to calm down.
Take a deep breath. Okay, please.
I am talking.
Okay.
All right.
Listen, I'm not trying to talk, but
no, you're doing it again.
You're very rude.
You're doing it again.
Yeah, you're very rude. You're not trying to get under my skin. You're not. It's okay. I have love for you, brother. I love you, bro. First Amendment, I'd rather debate you, though, definitely. But Craig's cool.
Me.
No problem. That's okay. I never said anything bad about you, so
every
that's
word
right.
I say, every single word I say, you interrupt me because you're a bigot and you can't stop it.
All right. So I just want to be clear. One example is the existence of trans children who actually end up going homeless due to religious families abandoning their children. Don't you think that that's terrible?
Yeah. What's the evidence? Where's the study? Source? How often does that happen, First Amender? How often does that happen?
Wouldn't you agree with that?
That's not a. Go ahead.
Can you present the statistical data?
Oh, good job, Rich.
I mean, like the total amount of trans people is quite. I mean, if you want, I can give you, for example.
If you want, I could try to look up something real quick, and as soon as I find the study that semi matches my point, then I'll present it. He's done that before, by the way. It's like you could tell, like he just says something, and then they go like, "Well, what's the source for that?" You know, fact-based First Amender here. You know, he likes to look at the studies, he likes to look at the polls, he likes to look at the science. But then when you ask him, "Oh, can you present some of this?" Then sometimes he'll search up something real quick, and then they'll look it up and be like, "What the hell? Like, this doesn't say what you think it's saying." And he's like, "Well, shut up."
The Center for. No, I can give you the for example, the Center for American Progress that is able to observe transgender youth being abandoned by their family, often due to religious reasons. A lot of the time, these children end up going into sex work because, as well as homelessness due to
their.
What's the study, First Amender?
I'm just saying, can you confirm if that's Christianity or is it just stating religion?
Yeah, you don't mean to interrupt, but you keep doing it, don't you?
Oh, actually, this was like Muslim. This is Islam. Well, actually, no, it probably isn't Islam. They'll just straight up just probably like push him off the roof or something.
I mean, if we're talking about the United States regarding trans youth, it's overwhelmingly Christian.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. If you want
what
studies,
are the sources,
I will
though?
give you 5, 2 sets.
Hold on, wait. Let me speak.
I'm about to do words, so be quiet. Faith-based medical
neglect.
Max,
I'm about to step in because we need to talk. We can't have Craig and First Amendment talk the whole debate.
I'm answering your question for citations.
Max.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up and listen.
Are you serious? Wow.
Craig,
Good job, Max.
Let me give the citations. Be quiet and let me give the citations.
Dang, you went freaking. Craig's not even letting the freaking moderator. By the way, okay, I kind of take back the credit I was giving Max earlier. Max is not doing a good job as moderator. He should have said, hey, Craig, shut up and let Josh Monday get in his point.
You rude motherfucker.
Oh my
right.
Let's tone it down a little bit.
It's okay, Craig.
Am I going to keep getting interrupted every word I say? Shut the fuck up and listen for once. Faith-based medical neglect for providers and policymakers from PMC. Cited
PMC, what is that?
No, you can't do it, can you? You can't shut the fuck up and listen, can you? You're incapable of doing it, aren't you? Give me 1 minute without opening your stupid fucking mouth. You can look up what this is afterwards. I'm giving you the study, okay? I'll give you the details. Shut up and listen. Faith-based medical neglect for providers and policymakers paid by PMC. Child fatalities from religion-motivated medical neglect. AAP publications. United States still too lenient on faith-healing parents. An investigation found that 172 children died between 1975 and 1995 in the US after parents withheld medical care for religious reasons. Religion-related child maltreatment, a profile of cases, the Way Online Library, religion-related child physical abuse, from 2008 from ResearchGate. There's 5 studies that all conclude that religious medical neglect is one of the higher reasons for child mortality. And Christians specifically are the ones that these studies were citing. Okay, 5 studies, 5 citations. I will give you the links to them. There you go. That wasn't hard opening your fucking ears, was it?
Thank you, Craig. So I wouldn't disagree that there's going to be religious zealots that are absolutely in the name of God committing atrocious acts. But I think that you're not going to find consensus among Christianity that would affirm those behaviors and state that they're acceptable. So I would be
It's
in
Jehovah's
agreement
Witness.
with you that it's
You're talking about
morally
Jehovah's Witness,
reprehensible.
Craig.
You even interrupt your cohort. Brilliant. You even interrupt the other person on your team. You've got impulse control issues, don't you?
I'm in agreement that it's morally reprehensible to mistreat or to not provide medical care. Even if you believe in divine healing, you still need to take a child to the doctor. So I don't think you're going to find consensus among Christians. And I'm not actually arguing against the citations that you provided. I'm just stating that anecdotally, that's not been my experience, nor is it something that I would support personally.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. See, that's what's great is that as Christians, we could say, well, that's not something Christianity preaches. Christianity doesn't preach like, hey, if your kid is sick, don't take him to the doctor. Like he said, that's not a consensus. If there's any Christians out there that do that, they'll be like, oh, we don't trust the scientists. That's against God. Well, we could say like, well, that's the minority there. They're not really doing what God wants. The secular humanists, though, there is no uniformity there. There is no like, hey, you're not a real human secularist. I mean, it's pretty much like there's since they don't really, how do you say? It's like they have that luxury of like whenever you present to them, hey, this person's an atheist, they could just always say, well, that's not a human secularist, and then if you point to someone who does good things, oh, that's a human secularist. Like they're able to pick and choose who a human secularist is. When in reality, it's like it's just more convenient for them. I don't know. It's hard for me to articulate that.
Right, brilliant.
And then okay, so also
can get a moment to share my screen. I would like to share
please,
something.
I'll talk as well. Okay, so Christian families are often more often to adopt than the general population. Okay, Barna Group studies shows that 5% practicing Christians have adopted more, which is more than double than 2% of the general population. Sorry, First Amendment, are you going to try to present something?
I apologize. I didn't realize it would do that.
It's okay. It's okay. So, and then a separate survey found that 38% of practicing Christians have seriously considered adoption, when there's 26% of secular that don't. Research suggests that Christian denominations such as Catholics, conservative evangelicals have even higher adoption rates than average Christians. So, you're talking about what happens after the child. You were talking about that earlier, but we're actually more likely to adopt. Christians are 5% compared to only 2% of general population. So,
and that just logically follows. I mean, human secularists, secular humanists, whatever they are, atheists, whatever they want to be called today, they really only think about themselves. They can't even serve a higher power or anything or think of anything greater than themselves. So it logically follows that they're not going to be as adoptive as children. They even put off having children themselves until they're at a later age because, well, I got a girl boss first, or I got a boy boss first, and do all the things that I want to do in life. I got to travel and live, laugh, love first before I even think of having kids.
What do you mean?
Well, let's be clear. Those are studies done among Christians, which is a different proportion to other people.
This is Christians to general population. This is not specifically from Christians to secular humanists, because you can't find any studies that go from Christian to secular humanists. You could just find studies about Christians. I find a little bit of studies about secular humanism, but there's not many out there because you guys are kind of newer so there's not really data to show that Christianity is better than secular humanism is better than Christianity, because there's no data out there. You guys don't even have any data.
I would like to share
no
this.
Data.
All right. Well, that's great. What a great time for me to share my data.
Please do it.
If you look right here, this is pbs.org providing
pbs.org. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a really unbiased article here.
LGBTQ youth homelessness. And I'll go ahead and post that in the chat there so you can observe it for yourself.
It says 84% 78% of LGBTQ homeless youth and 84% of transgender youth cited their main reason for homelessness as running away or being kicked out because of their sexual orientation or gender identity expression. A main contributor to this intolerance is parents' religious views on sexuality and gender. So this is them identifying themselves. And also it's them running away. How much of it is running away, though? Choosing themselves to leave the family.
Under the religious intolerance section, it states specifically, among the biggest reasons for the disproportionate amount of LGBTQ homeless youth is family rejection. About 78% of LGBTQ homeless youth and 84% of transgender youth cited their main reason for homelessness as running away or being kicked out because of their sexual orientation or gender identity expression. A main contributor to this intolerance is a parent's religious views on sexuality and gender. About half the young people that come in and say to us that it's
yeah, no, exactly, Abe Dinkus. This is just a PBS article, probably cherry picking the data. They don't really have the in-depth. This isn't the straight from the source itself. This isn't the study itself. It's from pbs.org. It's like, how trustworthy is this? Like I said, I'm willing to bet what First Amender did was he didn't have it. He just made a claim. And so they're like, well, can you cite that? Then he quickly tried to find an article real quick that backs up his claim, and bada bing, bada boom. Like I said, he's done that before. He's done that.
religious beliefs of their families that are kind of the predominant thing, and that makes them unsafe in their homes, says Siciliano. The crisis of LGBTQ youth homelessness is, in many, many ways, a crisis of religious intolerance and how it impacts vulnerable young people. So I just want to be clear, right? When I'm making this argument, I'm saying that a secular humanist worldview leads to better outcomes. You yourself can be Christian should you desire to do so. And there's nothing wrong with you being Christian. I'm simply saying, hey, if your kid comes out as LGBT, maybe not regard it as something that you need to fix, and instead maybe love your child as a secular humanist would teach you. And heck, I would even probably argue that Jesus Christ would be on my side on this one.
Oh, he really said that. He said the thing that they always say. Actually, Jesus would side with me. They love to say that shit. Like, oh, this is actually what Jesus would. Actually, Jesus would have liked this. Actually, Jesus so would side with me and my worldview. Yeah, source on that First Amender. Source.
Don't you agree?
So here's the part that I will agree with you, First Amender, is that nobody should be causing the homelessness of their children because of their sexual orientation. Okay, so we can find common ground on that. And again, I would appeal to the fact that not all Christians are on a consensus regarding, kicking out LGBTQ youth. I know I certainly wouldn't. I don't believe Josh would. So these points that are being brought up, I'm not saying that they're non-existent. I'm just stating that it has not been my personal experience. I understand that's anecdotal. Now, on the moral side of things, okay, we do believe, as I stated earlier, and I understand that this causes some upset, but that homosexuality ultimately is a harmful behavior to the individual practicing it. And the reason being is because
First Amender's shaking his head, because he's bisexual. So he's probably like, nope, it's not harmful to me. I've had many penises in my butthole, and my butthole is just fine. So excuse me, sir. Where's your source on that? You know how many penises I've had in my mouth, and look at me. I'm fine. I'm fine. All right. Don't question. I'm fine.
Sexuality exists.
You can
sake
have
of procreation.
It can be dangerous.
You cannot procreate.
It can be dangerous to have consensual sex with cis.
Yeah, that's a good point, Emmett. Yeah, just pretty much he's gay. He's gay that likes to pretend that sometimes he likes women.
Gendered people.
No, so we're discussing secular humanism, right?
That's
and what is best
I'm telling
for society.
you. I'm just trying to correct the idea that it is harmful. Consenting adults engaging in sex. No, in reality, it is not harmful. It is about as harmful as cisgendered people having sex. There's no difference there.
Let's go back to the very first.
Can I make one quick point, please?
Real quick. Hold on. First Amender.
You just wear a condom. You practice safe sex.
For
Can
the
I talk
Can I have a
real quick,
quick
please?
point there, please?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but no, wearing a condom's not enough, First Amender. Penises are not meant to go into the butthole. It's just not made for that. All right. Buttholes, and I feel, ridiculous having to explain this, but it's exit only, pal. It's not enter only. There's a reason why HIV is higher in gay communities than it is in any other community. And it's because it usually cause tearing and then the sharing of the blood and all that stuff. And that's where the HIV gets transmitted. And so it does cause harm for some men. It doesn't matter if you just wear protection or not. Even if you wear all the protection in the world and never got any diseases, it's still not good for your butt. It's just not.
Can I make
Let's
a
say
quick point?
all the initial human
Hello?
beings.
Can I please make a quick point?
But let me finish this point. All the
It's just in
initial
response
human
to what you
beings
said. Is
That needs to be a shirt, Emmett.
were
just
homosexuals.
before you move on. Okay.
If they
I'm asking
practice
nicely. No. I'm just gonna get
homosexuality,
ignored. Max, can I
they
make a
would
point? I'm asking nicely.
result in
He's
extinction.
just going to continue.
That's
Okay.
not.
That would be
That's actually
harmful
not
to human
possible.
Am I
society.
just getting ignored on purpose?
We wouldn't
Rich,
even
What's going
have
on?
this debate today if
Rich,
our
that's not
ancestors
Rich. For starters, even assuming your
practice.
absurd hypothetical, even just give
Absurd hypothetical, and that's a First Amendment does that too. If he doesn't really have a good argument, he just calls it absurd and it's a hypothetical. It'll never happen. I mean, a lot of them do that. They'll just say, well, that's absurd, that wouldn't happen. It's like, well, says who? How can you guarantee that's not going to happen? That if we made homosexuality some kind of viable alternative lifestyle, that it's not going to eventually lead to the decline of the human population.
me a sec, the flat Earth. Give me a sec, Craig. Just one
point
quick.
before it moves on,
Friends,
please.
we're
All right,
here
go
because
ahead,
of
go ahead,
procreation.
Craig.
We're having this
I'm
debate
gonna
ahead,
ask,
now
Craig.
please.
because of
Can everyone stop
procreation.
talking? Just give me
Dang.
1 second, please.
Craig is pleading. Please let me talk. I haven't talked. I haven't spoken in 5 minutes. I'm dying over here. I need some sweet release. He is like pleading, like, dude, I get why he talks about like the pain being bad. That's how you know it's bad, because it hurts. Craig, when he's not allowed to talk, he's in pain. He's struggling here. So not allowing Craig to talk is immoral in his worldview. It's bad because it hurts, and I am in pain because I'm not allowed to talk. It's immoral not to let me talk.
Oh my God, thank you. Jesus. Right, I tried to get a point in there, but you just wouldn't stop. Right. So your point is that homosexuality is harmful to society. Well, I have a very simple question to ask you. Is having people depressed and upset because they're not allowed to do a thing harmful to society? Yes or no?
See, Craig will say yes because I wasn't allowed to talk, and that was causing me pain, and that's harmful to me.
Depressed and upset because they're not allowed to do a thing.
Yes. Is that harmful to society?
Is
yes
that
or no?
thing homosexuality or
I don't know. Regardless of the thing, regardless of the thing, is it harmful to force people to be depressed and upset because they're not allowed to do a thing? Is that harmful to society? Yes or no?
The depression is not coming.
It's a yes or no question. Answer yes or no. Is it harmful to society to force people to be depressed because you tell them they can't do a thing?
That depends, Craig. What are we talking about? That's such a broad question. If we tell people that want to torture animals or something, that hey, you're not allowed to torture animals, hey, Hassan Piker, you're not allowed to shock your dog anymore with the dog collar, and he gets depressed about it. Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing, Craig? It all depends. Yeah, if you tell someone they're not allowed to eat and then they get sick and depressed, yeah, that's one thing. But if you tell a person, hey, you're not allowed to murder people and they get depressed over it, well, that's a whole different story, Craig. So you can't that's such a broad question. You need to really narrow it down a bit.
Yes or no? I just want a yes or no. Come on.
Yes.
What is the thing?
Right. Yeah. Doesn't
Yeah, exactly.
matter what the thing is.
Yeah, what is the thing? It does matter.
Wait, no. Making my point. So
I gave you a yes, Craig.
Don't. All right. So the answer is yes. It absolutely is harmful to society to force people to be depressed because they're not allowed to do a thing that their biological body tells them that they need to do, i.e. being gay, being homosexual, having sex with people of the same sex. It is.
Imagine being in pain because I can't blow a guy. I'm in pain. Look, imagine just struggling, like, I'm so depressed because I can't blow guys.
So
harmful to society to force people to not do that. So it is good for society to have gay people because it allows them to be happy.
Hold on.
But
Mind you,
you
even assuming his absurd
Hold on, guys.
even assuming
Hold on.
Rich's hold on.
First-
I held even assuming Rich's absurd hypothetical that literally everybody would be gay, that still would not result in the extinction of humanity because you could just have artificial insemination. I'm sure the women would be perfectly okay.
Yeah, what women though? What if there's not a lot of women there? And they'll be perfectly okay, says who? First Amendment. Why? Because you said so. These women will be perfectly okay if you go and have sex with them. What are you talking about? We didn't consent to this. You know, and then watch how quickly these human secularists will all of a sudden just ignore consent, right?
With that, considering that every single human being would somehow be gay, assuming that still would not result in the extinction of mankind. Period. It's just not.
You're applying modern
Agreed.
science.
Hold on,
I'm
on.
speaking
But
about
also,
common ancestors.
First Amendment.
In the
First
past.
Amendment. Hold
And
on.
also,
Hold on, Pastor Rich, hold
LGBT
on.
people
First
do
Amendment.
have babies.
First Amendment, listen really quick, please.
No, they don't.
What you're
Not with
talking
each
about,
other.
though, is that's actually not a Christian government doing that to you guys, and that's not Christians doing that to you guys. That is going to be a government in
Dude, if
Florida
all
doing
it
that.
takes is a government to make you gay, then man, you're already gay.
I'm not talking about
just
making you gay.
FYI.
I'm talking about the whole reason that we're arguing right now is about the Florida government.
I'm operating under Rich's absurd hypothetical, but it's obviously not the case. But even if I assume that it were the case, it still would not work out in the extinction of mankind.
Okay.
It does.
Let's say this.
In an ancient context. You're applying it to the modern
In today's context.
Hold on.
Yeah, okay. So what if like the women all become lesbians and don't want to have sex with men, right? Well, are you going to force them to have sex with men to keep the population going, First Amender? They don't think about this shit. They don't. I've already gone quite a long time, but I don't know, man. Do you guys want to keep listening to these idiots? Because I like laughing at them. They're so absurd. First Amender, I was just gay, okay? I mean, look, they get so worked up. Imagine being depressed because you can't blow guys. I'm so upset. I'm depressed. I'm going to hang myself because I can't blow a guy. That's First Amender here. I was so depressed. Couldn't blow any guys. But then I just started blowing guys because it became socially acceptable. And now I'm happy. Fixed everything. Solved all my problems. 2 scissors doesn't equals 3 scissors. Yeah. Yeah. I needed to blow a guy and I was so no, I'm going to KMS. Yeah, I know exactly. Buttholes can't get pregnant. Yeah. And then it's so wild. First Amenders, like, I'm sure the women will be fine with it. Well, says who, First Amender? What are you going to just force the women to? What if they're not okay with it? What if they're all lesbians now in your wacky world and they don't want to have sex with guys? Well, so what are you going to do? What if the guys don't want to have sex with the women or donate their sperm, their male sperm, according to First Amender, huh? What if the women just don't want to be pregnant? Because First Amender thinks that a woman getting pregnant, that's pretty much akin to getting cancer. You know, it's dangerous for women. So what if women just don't want to get pregnant? What, are you going to force them, First Amender? First speaks for all women, of all women, so it's cool. Yeah, it's so crazy how these feminists, these feminists, human secularists, that all about empathy and compassion. It's so crazy how they turn to like forcing women to do things or what have you when it suits their argument, right? Yeah, I love watching First Amendment debate trans. He beats himself up with his own logic. Yeah, exactly. He does. Their D got a stink too. Fucking poo poo come out of their nasty. Yeah, gross. Yeah, it doesn't even need to be 100%. Just has to drop below replacement rate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to be completely stops that people completely stop it reproducing. Just has to drop below the rate. I don't see an Adam's apple. That's a real plot twist. All right, guys. Well, listen, that was the beta powers in action, Craig and First Amender, not letting the Christians here get a word in edgewise, and they couldn't like, because they know that they would get destroyed. And then you have Craig, who just never lets anyone else talk. I literally think you could set up Craig against a broom and the debate would go just fine, because Craig would just be there just talking the whole time, probably imagining the arguments coming from the broom and him just going back and forth with the broom. We should set it up. Can someone set up a debate between Craig and a broom and see how that goes? Just say, yeah, this is a Christian broom. He's a Christian. Debate him. Christianity versus secular humanism, right? Craig will probably just be able to carry the whole debate himself, just talk the whole time. That's probably his dream debate. Did you see how much pain he was in when he wasn't allowed to talk for a few minutes? He was like, please, I'm begging you. I need to talk. I'm in pain, and that's bad. Therefore, immoral. So I really wanted to check this out and laugh at these guys. These are like the lol cows of the debate scene, First Amender and Craig. So I get excited when I see debates from them, specifically from Craig, because Craig is just so ridiculous. He's just entertaining. He's like a cartoon character. What did you guys think about this, though? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it. And if you like content like this, you want to see more from Craig or First Amender, I got some playlists for you on the screen that I think you'll enjoy.